If maybe you can start by, I know it's a South African culture, but from Kappa's point of view, why does it take this long for in South Africa to launch a new jersey? Unlike maybe in Europe where we see before the next season starts.
It's total decision of when to launch it. The jerseys were already in South Africa over a month or two ago. So it's just about what date suits the club and what the club decides to launch. So it's also based on distribution. You don't want to launch, or Kappa and Kaizer Chiefs haven't wanted to launch a jersey that then was only available to be bought a few weeks later. So we still have to get it to the Studio 88 and the Total Sports and that. So it's more like what we've done the past 3 seasons is to launch and immediately be able to buy the jersey. So you can buy this jersey now countrywide as we speak.
And this jersey is going to be worn by the players at the game on Saturday.
Correct. So on Saturday, just like last season, the home jersey will be worn for the first half and the away jersey for the second half to display the new jerseys.
What inspired this design?
So we always try to bring something from both the brand and the club to the jersey design. So this year we went back with a more historic, elegant look with the collar. And most of the jerseys that Kaizer Chiefs wore when they were sponsored by Kappa in the 80s and 90s had collars, and we hadn't introduced a collar yet in the new partnership. So we thought to do something different for the home jersey, make it a bit more elegant, introduce the Italian style collar, and then together with the African warrior prints on the sleeves to give it a bit of that African culture look together with Italian. So it's really to marry the two brands. You'll see on the away jersey what we also did was it's actually the inspiration of the patterns was from textures of animal skin that was used in the making of a lot of the shields for African warriors and that. And when Kappa goes onto the field, all the jerseys, if you look on the bottom side, will all say combat, because Kappa believes when you go onto a field in Kappa jersey, you're going to combat. So we kind of thought it was a very good idea to bring the warrior and combat element together. And to literally, both jerseys are showing African warrior paint in textures and designs together with the Italian flair and look.
So Ricky, in terms of the colors, what are these colors? I know sometimes yellow is not yellow.
So the color of the home jersey is the same as all the previous seasons, which, as Kaizer Chiefs like to call it, the yellow gold of Kaizer Chiefs or the gold of Kaizer Chiefs. We can't get too creative with the home jersey, so we always keep it gold and black. The away jersey, as you would remember, the first season was green, second season was black with a bit of the feathers of the chief, and this season Jessica and myself decided to go with a few textures and shades of grey. So there's about 4 or 5 different greys in the actual jersey together with the Kaizer Chiefs gold again.
Is there ever consideration of possibly having an alternate kit or third kit here, which we see other teams perhaps do?
So we do discuss it. We haven't done it yet simply because there is so much product for the fans to buy. Adding a third jersey is just going to create more dilemma for the 3 options. And what we do for the team is a lot of the historic reasons for having a third jersey is really for the clash of kit. So when you have for example, use a club overseas that's typically a red and white home and away, it's 2 very common colors, so you need a third option. With Kaizer Chiefs, the gold and black clash with very, very few clubs. In fact, we often have to be forced to wear our away jersey because the gold and black don't really clash besides for maybe 1 club in the whole league. So it's more of a clashing reason, so we just offer the 2. The players do have 3 alternative short options. So every year the players will get a gold short, a black short, and this season the grey short. So there's 3 different combinations for the players. But for the fans, they've got the home and away jersey. Remember, they've still got the warm-up jersey. They've still got the supporters apparel that we do. So there's a lot of variation for the fans.
Ricky, you mentioned at the launch of last year's jersey that you guys were obviously pleased with the sales of the first season. Can you maybe just give an update of how well last season's jersey did and how happy you guys are to partner up with Chiefs?
So unbelievably so. I can tell you now we've pre-sold more jerseys for this 3rd season than all previous both seasons. I think that it's an indication of the excitement with the fans. Obviously winning the Nedbank Cup has given the fans more belief and more reason to buy. I mean, the sales after the Nedbank Cup trophy win was incredible. So the response of the fans, as we all know, everyone wants to buy a winner's jersey. So in fact, we've had to place additional top-up orders for later this year since the Nedbank Cup, because obviously the jerseys launched today were ordered long before the Nedbank Cup was won. So this third season's looking very optimistic in terms of the purchases from the retailers. We can never tell by the fans until it goes in store, but already the reaction today has been really good.
And obviously with Kaizer Chiefs playing on the continent now, where the weather differs in different countries, is that taken into consideration in terms of texture of the jersey? So
what do you mean by texture?
So like I mean, you're gonna go to Ivory Coast and it's super hot.
Okay.
You're in South Africa, the weather is different.
Got you. So the actual playing jersey for the players will always be the same, hydro away, very light, very technical. We call it skin fit. So that jersey is really made to play everywhere in the world. It's more about the undergarments and the overgarments when it's cold or hot. So this jersey can be worn on any field. It's just about what they wear to warm up or afterwards. So it's the same jersey. I mean, Kappa sponsors a lot of global teams, and if you look at the Fiorentinas and the AS Monacos and the Kaizer Chiefs, the actual match jerseys are all identical fabrics and playing material. It becomes based on undergarments and, as I say, jackets before the game or after the game.
I think we're good.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.